Hey everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel and this is my reality. So listen, I've been a little bit under the weather this week. I don't know why, but I have some sort of mysterious what would you call it? My doctor, well the ER called it. They said I have a virus. But they were like, "Oh, it's not one of the ones that we test for. It's something else. We don't know what it is, but you do have." And I'm like, "Say what?" Anyways, whatever I have, it's not the worst. The worst part is I have a fever. Like that won't go away. It's like tonight it's like 101, but it's been up to like 102.9. That's the worst it's been. So I don't have the script. I don't have like a runny nose or a scratchy throat or sore throat or anything other than a fever, and I just don't feel good. So wish me the best, okay? But that being said, I wanted to come on here just briefly. I was watching this other guy's video, Sloan. He has a video. I think his not a video. He has a YouTube, but he does have a video called Jay-Z and Beyonce, KILLED, Blu Cantrell's career. And she mysteriously disappeared. And I was just, like I said, in here watching videos, because I ain't got nothing to do but sit over here and be sick. And I thought, his little perspective, I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. His little perspective. His perspective on it was interesting. And I also felt like it was somewhat fair, uh, considering the fact that Blu Cantrell, I believe, was early 2000s. I feel like either early or maybe mid, but I don't even know if she was in the mid 2000s. Because she's a few years older than Beyonce. So anyway, I thought her story was interesting. So I wanted to play a little bit of it. And also I feel like Kerry Hilson's career, well, it's been out there. It's been rumored that Kerry Hilson's career was also torpedoed by Beyonce. Now, listen, it's hard for me to ever believe that you can blame anybody other than the perpetrator for anything. So it's hard for me to believe that if your career is destroyed, you didn't do something right, or that you didn't do enough of something. I obviously know that there are things out there that can interfere with people being great or getting back on track and things like that. And I obviously know there are people out here, in forces working against you to, be great. But I also do know that there are also people who just any little thing goes on, they're like, oh my God. So sometimes people give up too easy. And it's also hard for me to believe in conspiracy theories. But I tell you what, being down here on this YouTube, child, listen, with Diddy like legit having a whole ass reign of terror, literal terror for 30 plus years that I didn't know about. Listen, now anything's possible as far as I'm concerned. I'm just saying. So, anyways, let me just say this. Everything on Chanel's Reality is for entertainment purposes only. It is, in my opinion, it's all alleged. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see. Let me share my screen. 1 second, guys. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
You ever kissed Jay-Z romantically?
Here go Wendy Williams being
No, I can't answer that. But just for the record, I have a major crush on Jay-Z.
Did you fuck Jay-Z?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Look, Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L.
But I wonder if we'll ever get closure to what happened to Blu Cantrell. Once upon a time, Blu Cantrell was dominating the music industry. She had close ties to L.A. Reid and Jay-Z, and it seemed like everything was going right until Beyoncé came into the picture and wanted Blu Cantrell to go away. Blu says Beyoncé didn't like her friendship with Jay-Z and claims that Beyoncé kept copying her music to try to get back at her. When Beyoncé finally had enough, fans speculate that she worked with Jay-Z to end Blu for good, blackballing her from the music industry and leaving her on the street running around in chaos. But interestingly enough, Blu Cantrell must have stayed on this couple's mind because Beyonce and Jay-Z ended up naming their daughter Blue Ivy, and Blu Cantrell believes they did it to get back at her. So let's get into it.
I love me some Sloan. Shout out to Sloan.
I have an interesting video for you guys about Beyoncé and Blu Cantrell. Blu Cantrell was a singer who was in the music industry before Beyoncé was, and they had a similar vibe, but that wasn't going to fly for Beyoncé. Eventually, Blu's opportunities became less and less until their feud blew up. Emphasis on the Blu, because Beyoncé named her daughter Blue Ivy, which Blu Cantrell believes is inspired by herself. It gets even messier when we see that Blu Cantrell is out here on the streets talking about being poisoned, and it seems like someone's trying to get rid of her. Nonetheless, this is a really complex story and a feud I didn't really know existed because Blu kind of has been erased. If it wasn't for one of her songs going viral on TikTok, people probably wouldn't be talking about this story. But let's go ahead and give you guys some background on who Blu Cantrell is. Now, Blu's real name is Tiffany Cobb. She moved from Rhode Island to New York City to try to make it as a singer. Even though she was super talented, she was 17, she had no connection, so she left New York City to go to Atlanta.
And someone came up to me and said I looked like a singer, but it really was a pickup line. And I took my mom and my family and we went to the studio and I sang and they signed me. And like 2 weeks later, I had a record deal.
So Blu really did that. I mean, it sounds like a movie. But before long, Blu had 5 different record labels fighting to sign with her. Eventually, Blu agreed to sign with Arista Records, though she may have signed on that dotted line a little bit too eagerly. So Blu knew that she belonged in this industry. I mean, at first, she wasn't entirely sure where she fit in, but she was talented with her voice, and people saw that.
I think I always wanted to be a performer since I was very young. It was something that I knew I wanted to do. It was the only thing I ever did, actually.
Now, in the late 90s, she was introduced to L.A. Reid, who is kind of a scary dude if you guys see my video about him. But with his help, she released her debut solo album, which quickly shot to the top of the Billboard charts. There goes the dreams we used to say. There goes the times we spent away. Actually, one of her songs she released in 2001, Hit 'Em Up Style, Oops, is actually the song that's gone on TikTok and went viral, has like 11.8 million views on the app, so her music still hits. But let's get back to how she got involved in the industry and how she got so close with such important people. I mean, they were crucial to her career, but also a big part of her demise.
Well, LA called me himself and told me, he said, Blu, he's like, your song is #1 today. And I was totally ecstatic. He's always the one to call me with the good news. Like when they said I was nominated for a Grammy, he called me. He always calls his artists and really, connects with them and spends time with them.
Now, Blu's success did not stop there. She released her album So Blue, which was certified platinum. Then, throughout 2003, she released her second album, Bittersweet. It includes a hit single titled Breathe, featuring Sean Paul, which coincidentally became a TikTok hit as well, thanks to Troye Sivan's cover.
Yo, hey, yo, dirty, so what's that supposed to be about, baby?
Now, you guys know when a female artist is doing well in the industry, they like to pit them against each other. I mean, who's like a recent one? I feel like, well, Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion, they did that to themselves. I mean, they were already pitted against each other, but like, maybe Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter, but like they kind of feel like they get along, right? I mean, their feud's old. But in the mix of all of Blu's success, she was constantly plagued with rumors that she had an intense feud with Beyoncé. Of course, Beyoncé is arguably the biggest pop star in the world to date, but in the early 2000s, Beyoncé had just launched her solo career. And when she was releasing her solo music, she was with Jay-Z, who already was a big figure in the industry. Since Blu had a close friendship with Jay-Z and was releasing chart-topping R&B singles right around the same time as Beyoncé started to, it was only a matter of time before the whisper started. Now, Blu actually admitted at one point that she had a crush on Jay-Z, which already is enough fuel for Beyoncé not to like her. But speculation on social media suggests that Blu Cantrell was blackballed from the industry after this drama. And allegedly, the beef between Blu and Beyoncé grew in 2003 when they both released a song with Sean Paul. And these songs had some similarities. Fans say that Beyoncé's line, Let Me Breathe, is directed towards Blu, who also released a song with Sean Paul titled Breathe months before.
Let me breathe. Stay out my fantasy.
Yo, hey, yo, dirty, so what's that supposed to be about, baby?
You must admit it's a little bit shady that they both collaborated with the same guy and both songs are talking about breathing. I mean, it is just quite a coincidence. Blue's anger is increased because Beyonce chose to use Sean Paul in her song, and she reckons that his presence is a direct dig at her because she's been linked to Beyonce's current boo and sometimes collaborator Jay-Z. She adds, now she's doing a song with Sean Paul because I'm linked with Sean Paul, so I don't know what her intentions are. Pretty much, she's clocking Beyonce, saying that you're copying my every move at this point. She adds that she doesn't waste her time sitting around trying to think about what Beyonce is thinking. Ooh. She was also quoted saying, her song Baby Boy has the exact word breathe in the hook. She's ripping me off, and there's no animosity because I'm a very positive person. However, I'm a little bit disappointed because she is established and didn't have to do that, but she won't get away with plagiarizing me because I'm a #1 artist. So Blu is really coming for Beyonce, but she does admit that Beyonce is talented. She's beautiful. She's a fan, but she has a song out which is very similar to mine, and she uses my words. So she's trying to accuse her of copying her, which maybe she did. But Blu also went on to point out how similar Beyonce's music is to hers. It's alleged that Blu's music video to Round Up is very similar to Beyonce and Jay-Z's video Bonnie and Clyde, which was released 4 months after Blu's video. Speaking to The Guardian, she noted that the music video for Beyonce and Jay-Z's song Bonnie and Clyde looks an awful like the promo for her song Round Up, which came out first. And looking at these two music videos, you must admit there are a lot of similarities. So maybe Beyonce was inspired, or maybe this is just where the industry was, where, you know, everyone was kind of doing the same thing, but I guess that's a little bit less likely.
Now, if you take a look at these videos side by side, you will have to agree that there are some nearly identical scenes found in both music videos. The concepts of both videos are also very similar, as well as the overall setting, all of which gave credence to Blu's claim.
So, of course, Blu Cantrell does not like this because she feels like, again, Beyonce's copying her. When asked about this, she said maybe she's trying to do this to get press, but I want to make her understand that if she goes there with me, it's the wrong move. She needs to understand that what she's doing and what she's getting into. I'm a master at singing. Blu said, I'm an adult, she's younger, and if she's doing what you're saying, then she's being a little immature. When asked if she thinks Beyonce is sending her subliminals, Blu had to say this. Quote, if she's being negative, she doesn't need to be because she's a beautiful girl. But if you have issues with your man, and I don't know what the situation is with them, I don't want to speak on that. But if you have issues, address it with the guy. Don't take it out on the girl. So she's really bringing in Jay-Z here. And I guess talking about her relationship with Jay-Z, saying that they did, in fact, have something going on and Beyonce was bothered by it. And maybe she's taking it out through her music. Fans also think Beyonce fired shots in her song Size, where she sings these lyrics. I was in love with a Sagittarius. I wish he was a Virgo, the same sign as me, and know how to show me love because I've been hurt by a Pisces. If you really want to go down the wormhole, Beyonce whispers in the song Size, I was in love with a Sagittarius and hurt by a Pisces. And you would note that Jay-Z is a Sagittarius and Blu is a Pisces.
I was in love with a Sagittarius. I've been hurt by a Pisces.
Now, Jay-Z and Blu Cantrell have never confirmed their relationship in the past, but the rumors were ignited once again when Blu did an interview with Wendy Williams. She nervously was laughing and dodging these questions, and you guys know Wendy Williams is able to get the tea, so we kind of saw through Blu's nerves.
You ever kissed Jay-Z romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blu Cantrell thing go?
You guys can tell that Blu wants to say more, and her body language is telling me everything. And I mean, Wendy straight up asked her, like, did you guys sleep together? And here was her response.
Jay-Z?
Oh my God!
I heard he's hung like a horse, Blu. Are you hating on Beyonce? Did she really have him locked down?
I think so. I think they're in love. I think they're in love.
Is politics speaking?
No, I really do think they're in love.
Now, during an appearance with Wendy Williams, Wendy alluded to the intimate nature of the relationship between Blu and Jay-Z. Blu played it coy, though she reiterated her feelings for Jay-Z, saying, "I still have a crush on him now." She said, "I don't care who he's dating, I've always had a crush on him." And I'm sure those kind of statements do not make Beyonce happy. And I would understand why Beyonce is not happy, because it's just not like respectful to their relationship, especially if she wants to claim that she's still friends with Jay-Z. It's like, shoot, well, I'm not going to let these two friends hang out without me.
I have a big crush on him now. I'll tell you that much.
Did you find
I still have a crush on him now.
Yes,
No,
you did.
no, I didn't. No, I'm really selective about it.
What?
Really, I really like him though, and I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him now.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah. Okay. And what?
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way.
She wouldn't turn it down, which I'm sure is the answer for a lot of people, especially at this time and in this scene. But also, again, at the same time, do you like imagine what Beyonce's thinking, like watching this? Like, I feel like I would be, oh, really? Like, you think you could just, like, I don't know, talk about taking my man? And I mean, in hindsight too, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been together for so long. This was back in the day that, like, now we can't even really imagine them not together. And honestly, Blu, I feel like she kind of avoided, a sticky situation there, because we've talked about Jay-Z's control over Beyonce in a past video. Anyways, the way that she speaks about him seems like they've almost had a relationship before, or kind of has a little like side thing going on.
Absolutely, but just for the record, I have a major crush on Jay-Z.
I totally believe that, though.
He's just a doll, baby.
So what about the rumors about when you guys were in Europe together?
Europe? That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I'm confused.
That wasn't me. I don't know. All I know is that we've hung out a couple times. We're friends, and that's it. People saw us in public and assumed.
Now, we don't have a lot of concrete evidence, but there are some reports that Blu had apparently dumped Jay-Z and ended their relationship at some point, though it seemed like she still felt as though it was necessary to express her feelings about the way that he had treated her during their relationship. In the first verse, she dives into the subject matter about how she felt, though she was a loyal, down-to-ride type of girlfriend, but he didn't reciprocate the same kind of love. And after this interview, it seemed like Blu Cantrell kind of like solidified her fate as being blackballed by the industry. They didn't want her talking about them anymore. They didn't want her singing about them in her songs. This interview seemed to have set Beyonce and Jay-Z off, because Blu vanished. She went from making hits to radio silence, which fueled the rumors that Jay-Z helped Beyonce blackball Blu from the industry because she was too much competition. Now, things got creepier in 2021 when we noticed that Beyonce and Jay-Z named their baby Blu. Now, I think Blu is a wonderful name. I don't think it's exclusive to anyone, but with this kind of history, like, there's people in my life who have wronged me, and I will not name my children those names because I just can't, like, it triggers the thought of them. And the couple have tried to clarify how they got this name Blu, but fans aren't budging with the speculations that they have just stolen it from Blu Cantrell.
The rap mogul finally reveals where he and Beyonce came up with the name Blue Ivy, and it's not what you think.
Rumor has it that it's blue because blue is your favorite color.
It was supposed to be Brooklyn, but when we got to what you call it, those sonograms,
yeah,
we was calling her Blueberry. Like, look at the little blueberry.
It's a cute idea. I love a good blueberry. I'm like a blueberry muffin king. But Blu Cantrell has her comments on Blue Ivy's name, and it's messy. Now, Blu Cantrell is, remember, named Tiffany Cobb, but she got her nickname Blu from her mother when she was little. When it was announced that Jay-Z and Beyonce named their first child Blue Ivy, Blu Cantrell's Twitter was flooded by fans wanting to know how she felt about the name. And Blu kept it classy, saying, "Of course, I want to say congratulations to Jay-Z and Beyonce on having a healthy and happy baby girl. I love her name." Smiley face. Ooh. A little bit shady. And there are fans who have, like, a bunch of different stories kind of swirling around their minds of, like, what this really means. One person commented, "So am I the only one that realizes Jay-Z cheated on her, married a woman that resembles her, and then named his first child after her?" But after Blue Ivy was born, it seems like Blu Cantrell was going downhill. Unfortunately, in 2014, she was found by police wandering the streets claiming that someone had poisoned her. And then speculation started again that maybe Beyonce and Jay-Z wanted to get rid of her. Now, this is all alleged. I'm not saying Beyonce and Jay-Z got out of their way and, went out to go and poison this woman, but she's clearly not doing well. Singer Blu Cantrell went running through the streets ranting about people trying to kill her last night until police took her into custody. Blu went berserk in Santa Monica around 2 a.m. Wednesday. Witnesses tell us that she was screaming about someone giving her a poisonous gas. Upon their arrival, the boys in blue were then dealt with the "Do you know who I am?" by Blu Cantrell. She apparently went on to refer to herself as a one-hit wonder, which is interesting because we talked about her success. I mean, her 2 albums did great. Officers tell TMZ that the fallen star was taken to a nearby hospital where she was evaluated. And of course, fans speculate that maybe Beyonce and Jay-Z are getting their revenge, which I think is a little far-fetched. I mean, if she was blackballed and other things happened, it could have pushed her to this point. I mean, or maybe they could have hired someone to go and do their dirty work. I don't know. But maybe her lack of success is due to her relationship with her record label Arista. She left them in 2004, and then in 2012 she spoke out against the music industry executives at Arista, who she stated took it.
If we're being real with it, no one cared about, and I shouldn't listen, I mean this in the most loving way, but like nobody was, I'll say it this way, nobody was checking for Andre Herrera, or maybe I'm saying his name wrong, or Kim Diddy's wife, Kim Porter, or any of the other people that just magically ended up unalived. So I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like anything's possible. And I hate to say that because that's such a conspiracy theory, but
advantage of her. She said, nobody really knows the whole truth but me and them, but I was really taken advantage of. I did most of the writing and they took all of my publishing, which is where a lot of the money actually comes in. So if they took all of her credits and her rights, then she really didn't make much off her music at all. So she probably doesn't have anything saved up. She said the checks were coming in and I never saw any checks. I never got a dime from Arista. Jaguar Wright is someone who has spoken out against the music industry and who is constantly like trending on social media. I would love to interview them one day. Jaguar has actually been encouraging Blu to come out and speak about what Jay-Z had done to her. And here's a little clip of Jaguar sending that message to Blu.
Blu, the first Blu, not they daughter Blu. Blu Cantrell. You were singing fool, and you made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blu, it's time to talk. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L, just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly.
Now, I'm not sure where Blu is nowadays. Here's her Instagram. She only has 10,000 followers. I don't know if this is really her Instagram. Looks like she's at Spectrum Talent Agency. I wonder if I could reach out to her that way. But looking at the comments, she hasn't posted in 384 weeks over a year. Someone wrote she's gone.
Oh my God. That's shady. Okay. Let's get into whatever happened to. Let's get into what happened to Kerry Hilson. Ready? Here we go.
Star. Hilson attended the Tucker High School in the DeKalb County School District and later attended the. Let's explore the tragic tale that is Kerry Hilson's life. So, who is Kerry Hilson? Born on December 5th, 1982 in Decatur, Georgia as Kerry Lynn Hilson, Hilson is an American singer and songwriter. She was raised in a middle-class family with 3 sisters and 1 brother. Her mother owned and ran a daycare while her father was a developer who had served in the military. Hilson knew from a very early age that she wanted to be a star. Hilson attended the Tucker High School in the DeKalb County School District and later attended the Oxford College of Emory University and the Emory University in Atlanta, where she studied theater for 3 years. Kerry Hilson's talent is undeniable, and that was shown when at the tender age of 14, while still in high school, she was signed to a record deal with the now defunct group Design. She began collecting the bag very early in life, with her first official songwriting gig being a song called Jump, written for Japanese R&B singer Michiko's debut album, I Do, which was released in 2002. Throughout her teenage years, while in high school, Kerry worked alongside popular producer Anthony Dent, working as a background vocalist and songwriter for some of the biggest names in the 1990s and early 2000s. Including Usher, Ciara, Toni Braxton, and Ludacris. After parting ways with Anthony Dent, our girl Kerry moved right on to working more with Polo de Don. She was also part of the producing and songwriting team, The Clutch. That team had a hand in many of our favorite 2006 hits, with Kerry assisting in writing Mary J. Blige's Take Me As I Am, Ciara's Like a Boy, and Omarion's Icebox. She continued to contribute her vocals and songwriting skills for many years, leaving her touch on many of our favorite 2000 hit songs. But our girl was not meant for the background, as she wanted to shine on her own. Her debut studio album, In a Perfect World, was released in March 2009, debuting at number 4 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 1 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart. The album's lead singles included Energy, Return the Favor featuring Timbaland, and Turning Me On featuring Lil Wayne. The hit Knock You Down featuring Kanye West and Neo, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, was also on this album. She received numerous nominations for this album, including 2 Grammy nods for Best New Artist and Best Rap Song Award. Kerry rode the wave of her success, releasing her sophomore album, No Boys Allowed, in December 2010 with the lead single, Pretty Girl Rock. The song became an anthem in 2010, spending 14 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. While the album did not peak in the top 10, it sold 8,000 more copies on its release when compared to her debut album. No Boys Allowed also featured Nelly and Chris Brown, among other artists. Hilson toured with Lil Wayne before headlining her own European tour in 2011. She also started her acting career, showing up in the films Think Like a Man, released in 2012, and Riddick in 2013.
Stop. What do you want now?
So what happened? What caused our pretty girl Kerry Hilson to drop so abruptly off the music scene? Well, I got one answer for you. To the left, Beyoncé. Kerry Hilson is another prime example of why you never go against Beyoncé in the music industry. In a leaked remixed version of her hit song Turning Me On, Kerry sings, I ain't trying to start some mess. There's just something on my chest that I need to get off. Cause you...
Can I just say, the guy in this commercial is so damn
turning me off. Your vision cloudy if you think that you're the best. You can dance me on. Kerry sings, I ain't trying to start some mess. There's just something on my chest that I need to get off. Cause you turning me off. Your vision cloudy if you think that you're the best. You can dance, she can sing, but she need to move it to the left, to the left. The specific use of to the left led fans to the conclusion that Kerry was dissing Beyoncé, as it was a direct reference to Beyoncé's song Irreplaceable. The diss shocked the industry and fans, as there was never any tension alleged or implied between the two artists. She continued singing, she need to go have some babies. She needs to sit down. She fake. Them other chicks ain't even worth my time to talk about. Ben had dollars. Boy, go on and get your money up. No, you ain't the only homie on me lined up. I ain't turning it off. Stay turning it on. Go ahead and tell these folks how long I've been writing your songs. I've been putting you on. Just check the credits. Wow. Yup. She really did just go there. She said in an interview,
you know, when you're early in your career, you feel that you have to listen. And when you buck, they buck harder and they make threats. And those threats are huge ones. You know what I mean? Feel like you have a choice. I really didn't feel like I had a choice. It was do this or this will happen. I'm young, I'm early 20s, and they're like, sing this song. You don't have it, you know, you're here for a couple hours. I flew to town. It's that. It's the whole, if you don't, then blank. So you learn to fight harder. I didn't have enough fight in me I was maybe 20, 21. I have enough fight in me. I wanted this my whole life more than anything. I disagreed strongly with being that type of player. I'm a finesse player. I know what kind of player I am in life. I'm a fundamental player. I'm gonna kill you on the court with my skills, and it's not even a competition. I don't mean kill you like that. Like, it's not. No one could ever compare to Beyonce. Let's just say the name that we're discussing. No one could compare. No one will for a very, very, very long time. And that was never my aim either.
The song also allegedly came for Ciara, which was even more shocking as the two had collaborated many times before, with Kerry Hilson being credited as a songwriter and background vocalist on many of Ciara's songs in the early 2000s. This diss track went viral on social media, and the Beehive steadily came for Kerry's neck. The immediate and intense backlash had Kerry backpedaling like a confused cyclist at the Olympics. She constantly denied that the song was made to bash Ciara or Beyoncé, even going as far as to call into a radio interview that Ciara was doing to try and clear the air, expressing her love and saying how proud she was of Ciara.
No, he did not leak it. It's not the version Polo wanted out. Okay. Especially the version with him talking all over it. You know, it sounds like he's instigating something and giving more meaning into the lyrics than were initially intended. But no, he didn't force me to do anything. I mean, it was a suggestion and I told him, okay, I'll try it. And that was just it. He was like, I want it a little more fiery, and that's cool. I speak my mind, and, I make no apologies for it. So, it's a hot verse. I love the verse. Yes, I heard specific names being brought up. No, it's not about that. No, that was not where the energy was. I'm not retracting or feeling some kind of way about how people feel that I did this. I guess that's the only way I could say it. I'm not retracting. It's just that was never the energy behind it. But we did play it for people, and it's considered a leak because we decided not to go with it.
But that did nothing to stop the backlash that was coming at her from all angles. The Beehive was mad and activated, and they were buzzing, with all their focus on Kerry Hilson. The rumors of beef only intensified while Kerry was walking the red carpet of the 2011 Soul Train Awards. The viral clip shows Kerry making a face as the reporter asked her to pose with the most recent issue of Juicy magazine. Kerry then allegedly asks, "Who is that?" before glancing down at the magazine. And upon seeing that the magazine cover was a picture of Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Kerry hands the magazine back to the reporter while saying, "No, I'm sorry, I can't do that."
You want to hold the magazine?
HEB's hundreds of weekly coupons add up to big savings on the food my family loves.
Just shout out Juicy Mac.
That was the proverbial nail in the coffin for Ms. Hilson, as far as the Beehive was concerned. Every day, she was swarmed with hate comments, death threats, and negativity on her social media platforms. It was coming, and it was coming fast. Hilson pleaded with the fans for a break, even apologizing. She tweeted, "It's too much, please. Is everything I tweet gonna be intentionally misinterpreted as a statement about somebody, drama I know nothing about?" In another tweet, she says, "You have no idea what your hateful words could do to somebody's spirit. Years of verbal abuse from strangers all day long. Enough is enough." Another tweet read, "I am here for my fans. I'm stronger than you think, but waking up and going to bed to your ugliness is just too much, kids. I get it, okay? You can stop now." But the Hive was relentless. And eventually, Kerry had to take a step back from the scene for her own mental health. It was even rumored that Beyoncé used her influence and power in the music industry to sabotage Kerry's career. She stopped getting radio play, her album sales fizzled out, producers stopped working with her, and Kerry basically disappeared from the music industry. In one interview with Reginald Lewis many years later, Kerry Hilson spoke about how she had to take a break from everything because she had hit rock bottom.
Because I hit rock bottom a few times.
Yeah. You had to. And that's the thing.
I'm crawling back to walking in my purpose.
Exactly. Walking in your power.
My power. Yeah.
In your power, exactly.
Yeah.
Instead
And
of giving
my
away.
gifts.
And you didn't have a balancing system.
Yeah. I think I had to give up music for a while. I stepped away. I thought it would just be a year. It's been 6 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I realize now that I'm grateful for all of those years because I have built myself back up.
In another interview with Claudia Jordan, Kerry seemingly admits to being forced by her higher-ups to record the infamous diss track. She says,
Well, no, it was absolutely framed that way. It was written that way. Was not my lyrics. Was not my writing.
She went on to say in the interview, saying,
"Tell the truth. Do I expose them early in my career? I'm super young, super new. This is my first album. I'm so excited. It just soiled my whole dream." So I learned. You live and you learn.
That may have been the end of Kerry Hilson's music career, but that did not stop her controversies. The internet had it out for her, and her seeming interest in conspiracy theories made her an easy target for members of the public who had not forgotten her slight against their queen. In 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Kerry took to Twitter sharing a series of tweets and screenshots, which insinuated that 5G cellular service was directly related to the spread of COVID-19. She tweeted, "People have been trying to warn us about 5G for years. Petitions, organizations, studies. What we're going through is the effects of radiation. People dropped dead. See attached and go to my IG stories for more. Turn off 5G by disabling LTE." She then moved to Instagram, where she shared a 9-minute video of Dr. Thomas Cohen, a holistic physician from San Francisco, who was giving a lecture linking 5G to the virus. In her Instagram caption, Kerry implied that African countries would not deal with the virus as Africa is not a 5G region. This was wrong because at the time of that post, Africa was dealing with the severe effects of COVID-19 in various countries. Those tweets went viral and some users debunked her claims. However, many believed her and commented on their agreement with the misinformation that she was sharing. Hilson's social media controversy continued in 2021 when she expressed her opinion on the Twitter and Facebook ban against former President Donald Trump. She believed that by banning Trump from these social media sites, the companies were infringing on Trump's right to freedom of speech. On her Instagram story, Hilson wrote some not so popular things about the former president. This statement made Kerry a trending topic on Twitter once again, as many users disagreed with her. Is it just bad luck with her, or she just can't seem to catch a break? Well, where is Kerry Hilson nowadays? Well, for one, in the interview with Claudia Jordan, Kerry hinted that she and Beyoncé were able to squash their beef. Whew, it was about time. According to Kerry, Beyoncé reached out and they had a conversation where they hashed out the situation and reached common ground. But I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, Beyoncé's fan base would love to hear it from Bey's mouth that she told Kerry that. I feel like she understood what happened, what had transpired, and there was a bit of healing in that moment when we met. The now 41-year-old singer, who has a net worth of $5 million, also says she is working on her third studio album. She says she's in a place of peace and feels that she can now go back to making music, which has always remained a passion in her life. With her track record, we can expect only a few hits from this new album. But until then, do the pretty girl rock, rock, rock. Check out our Keisha Cole video on our channel.
Sorry, guys. Not feeling well. I'm burning up for some reason. But thanks, guys, for watching. Talk to you guys later. Please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content that you are viewing. And I will talk to you beautiful people later. Bye. Oh, and remember, everything on Chanel's reality is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Bye, guys. See you guys later.